Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with me, and we're going to make something simple again today. This is a simple and easy little, and I call them just Occupy packs. It keeps those grandkids and those little kids occupied while you're trying to get Thanksgiving dinner on the table or Christmas dinner on the table, things like that. These are simple and easy to make, and you can make a ton of them out of one sheet of paper. All right, what we have is, this is just some red cardstock. This came in our November kit, but you can use any cardstock that you have. And then this mat is just from our November kit as well, but there again, use what you have. Then this stamp set is the May stamp set that came in our November kit. It says Jolly Old Elf, and I just stamped that down there. And then this bow is just some bows that I have had in my stash forever. If I can find any of these, I'll link them below, but I am not sure where I even got it or how long I have had them. Probably for a long time. Some of them look kind of dingy, but I did just use one of those on there. And then this is like a little matchbox. You just slide that out from the bottom. And inside, and I didn't cover this, but you can certainly cover that with a piece of design paper if you want to. But inside you have a little box, and this little box holds just some little, this is a stamped image. Of course, this is the Santa from that stamp. And then these are just some images that I grabbed and printed out. And this are just some color pages for the kids to color, to keep them occupied. You know how hard it is to keep them occupied when Christmas is rolling around or Thanksgiving dinner is trying to get set on the table. Sometimes it's really hard for them to stay occupied with different things. And my kids love to color. My grandkids do. I don't know about yours, but I'm just going to sit one of these on each one of them's place at the table. And then in the center of the table, I'm just going to use these little markers. These are just some, they're classic rainbow, metallic, and fluorescent little pens. And these are gel pens. And it's got so many different colors in there. I thought, well, why not just set these in the table? I already have it. And then they can just pull these and use them. And it's 60 in here, so it's enough for all of them. But if you wanted to, you could go ahead and put some little crayons in here. You know, those little packs of crayons that you can get at the dollar store. You could slide those in there because there is enough room. Now, if you want the patterns for these, I can link those below where you can go print those off for yourself. And all of the measurements, everything will be over on my blog. All the links, that kind of thing. And then you just tuck this top back in under that. And then there is your little matchbox again. And like I said, I'll lay those at their places. They can open them up and do the coloring. And then at the end of the night, what we'll do is I'll punch holes in the top of those and put a little string in there. And then Mom and Dad can take them home with them and they can hang them on their Christmas tree. It's just a little treat that we try to do, you know, every year around Thanksgiving. We do these on our Thanksgiving tables so that they can use them for their Christmas tree. All right, let's get into making this project. Like I said, quick and easy, but it's so fun for the kids. So we're going to start with a piece of paper that is 3.5 by 9 inches. And on the long side, you're going to score at 1/2. And at 1. And then at 5. So that's 1/2, 1, and 5. And that's all the scoring you're going to do on this piece. We're going to lay that piece aside, and then you have a piece that is cut at 5 inches by 3.5. Put it on the 5-inch side, and you're going to score at 1/2 and at 1. And then you're going to score at 4 and at 4.5. Then you're going to turn it one turn, and you're going to score at 2.5 and at 3. Okay, so that is on the long side, 1/2, 1, 4, and 4.5, and then turn it one turn and score at 2.5 and 3. And that's all the scoring that you're going to do. These are super easy to make, but my grandkids absolutely love them. It keeps them occupied for a while we're getting our Thanksgiving dinner and everything on the table. So They enjoy that. Now, I just went ahead and folded on my score lines. And then what you're going to do is you're going to cut straight up on that inside score line. And then on this one, you're going to cut straight up to that second score line. Then we're going to cut this outside away. And then just cut the last one on there away. So you have that little stair step effect like we have done before. So that's what you want it to look like. Then you're going to do the same thing on this end. And if I told you how much I love these little Tim Holtz scissors, they have that little sharp point that gets right up to that score line without going over it. I absolutely love them. All right, and I will link these below if anyone's interested. Now you have that. So what you're going to do with this is you're going to fold this up. That little piece is going to go on the inside. And then these are going to fold down like we have done before when we're making a little half box. And then it's going to fold just like that. And we're going to put score tape here and here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my art glitter glue. And I'm going to go ahead and put the art glitter glue on these little tabs and put them together with the art glitter glue. Then we'll put our score tape on there. So just make sure that the edges are even, just like we have done before. Just like that. Press those down well. And then we'll get our score tape. And we'll go ahead and run some score tape. The edges of this. And this is the 1/2 inch score tape. You can use the 1/4, the 1/8, whatever you would want. You can also put this on before you do that folding there, so it'll make it a little bit easier. You know me, a lot of times I jump ahead and I get my folding done first. This score tape will also be linked below if you want any of it. Now, we will link the art glitter glue below, but it's getting pretty cold in most areas, so I don't know if we'll be able to ship to your area or not. If it is getting below freezing in your area, then we can't ship that to you. So you can just check your temperature in the next few days, and if it's getting below freezing, then don't even order because we can't ship it. It'll freeze, and we don't want to have to try to replace everything. That would cost us a fortune. Okay, so that's what you want to do right there. And then just go ahead and pull. You can pull it off the bottom if you want to first. Pull the backing off of your score tape. And then just take these sides and just fold them over right there on that. So just take the side and fold it down. Just make sure that that bottom is even. Just like that. Now what you're looking for is the same width on the bottom as you have on the top. So when you lay this down on the inside of this, you want to make sure that your little box is squared up. Alright, let's go back to this. Lay that aside. Now you're just going to fold on your score lines, and I'm going to go ahead and burnish. Okay, I just noticed that I did one of my score lines incorrectly, so I want to correct that now so that you won't mess yours up. You score at 1/2 and at 1, not 1 1/2. Now I'm going to go ahead and use this because that's going to be on the back side and it's not going to show. But score at 1/2, at 1, and then at 5. So just make sure that you do that. I didn't notice that until I had already folded it up. But that is no problem. Alright, that's what we're looking at right there. If you can see that, it looks like a little tent. Alright, we're going to go ahead and fold this over. This will be the front, and I want to put a mat on this. And this mat is cut at 3 1/4 by 3 3/4. And it's got Santa and the reindeers on there. So that's what I want to put on the front. All right, so just place that down, centering it up. And there you go. You've got your front mat on. Now we can open it up. Now you can put mats on here if you want to. I'm not going to because my grandkids could care less about the mats on here. They're more interested on the little color sheets. So I'm not going to put mats on the inside of mine, but you can certainly do that if you want to. Now the bottom of this needs to go right at that 1-inch score line. Not at the first one, but at the second one. Needs to go right above it, just a tiny bit, so that you can still fold that up. And then just center it from one side to the other. Box there. Alright, then I just want to take the tops here and just make sure that I've got them kind of even all the way down. And when I get them pretty well even, I'm just going to take my bone folder and go in there and press that down, just like that. See, you've got your little box in here, so that'll fold up and over, and then this little top will go in there, just like that. That's going to give you your little matchbook effect. Okay, you can go ahead and fold it in like that, and to keep this bottom part folded up so that you can tuck this one in there, you can't glue it down, because if you do, then you can't tuck this in. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a strip of paper, and I'm just going to use a white strip, and this is 3/8 of an inch by about 8, I think. And I'm just going to start in the center here on the front and just kind of even it up between it, making sure that my top is tucked in there well and even. Then I'm going to glue this down to the front, and then I'm just going to fold it around like that, and then that's going to hold it. That's going to hold this little bottom part in place. Now I'm just going to do a little finger fold right now, and then I'll take it off and fold it a little bit better. Alright, so there's one fold, and then my other fold is right there. Okay, let's try this now. So fold that up, and then just lay that across and see if we've got it about even. I think we do. There we go. Now mine doesn't quite meet in the back, but that's fine with me. But if you want to make yours where it will meet, then go ahead and cut your paper a little bit longer. Instead of cutting it at 8 inches, cut it at 9 or something like that. So that's what we're going to do right there. I'm just going to glue this front part first, and you can pull that back up now. And then you just want to lay this over, making sure that your little score lines that you made on the sides match up. And you could do this with ribbon if you wanted to. You could just tie ribbon around it. But I just wanted to make mine a little bit more permanent. So all I'm going to do is just use this. And this is where you even up those sides before you glue this back. Just even up the front and the back. There we go. Press that down and hold it just a second. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. Going to make sure that this front and this score line is even. And then you're just going to glue that down like that. Okay, so there is your little piece that's going to hold this bottom part on, but it's still going to allow you to tuck this in, just like that. And it will loosen up the more that you pull it in and put it back. It'll loosen up a little bit more. So that's what that front's going to look like. And you can go ahead if you want to and just take your bone folder and run it over this, or run this over the edge of your desk to give it that little bit of curve that you need to tuck this in. There you go. Okay, now let me show you what we're going to put on the inside. Now, I designed these and printed them out. This I didn't design. This is the stamp from the May stamp set from our November kit. This stamp right here. I wanted to stamp him so the kids could color him because they have a ball. My granddaughter's already colored 2 of these. She loves it. Then the others are just some simple little things that, you know, candy canes and stockings, and then a little mouse and a Christmas tree, and then it goes on like that. And you can just use anything that you have, or if you want me to, I will link these below. I won't link this one because this is a May design, but I will link these below if you want me to, and you can go over and print those out. So those just tuck down in there. Now, you can go ahead and put some crayons in here if you want to. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to sit these in the center of the kids' table, and then they can pull out whatever little markers they want to and color with them. But there's so many in here. There's 60 in here, so it'll give all of them a chance to use all different colors. So I'm going to sit these in the center of the table and let them share those. But there's room here that you could go ahead and tuck some of those little short crayons in here and let them use the little crayons. So let's tuck this back in there. Just like that. And there is your little matchbox box. And then on the front right here, I think we'll put this stamp that just says Jolly Old F. I like that one. So let's get a little block. Now, to condition these stamps, since they haven't been stamped before, I just rub it either on my palm or on the back of my hand just to get a little bit of oil on there so that it will stick, so that the ink will stick on there and it stamps more smooth. That's all that I do. Alright, I'm just going to use some Versamark ink just because I already have it out. But you could use any kind of ink that you want. There we go. And that again comes with the stamp set that we got in our November kits. This stamp set right here. Then I think I'm just going to cut that out and put it up there. So let's just see how straight we can cut it this way. Okay. And you could put, you know, you could get little coloring pages in town and put different little colors on there if you wanted to. You wouldn't have to use exactly what I did. But I just did that because it was a little bit easier for me just to grab those and print them out and then do it that way. You could probably even find a little tiny coloring book that you could use in there. And I know they have tons of those little packs of crayons in town. I just didn't have one here and I wanted to use what I had, so that's why I'm using just those markers. The kids love those because some of them are metallic. Let's see, there's classic, rainbow, metallic, fluorescent, all in here, and they love that. All right, we're going to put that right there, but I'm going to put it up on Pop Daughter too. just like that. And then I have, these were in my stash. I don't know how long I've had these, probably forever and a day. These are just some little red bows. And I'm going to go ahead and use one of these. They're already tied for me. I don't have to worry about tying them. I'm going to trim that one off. It's got a little bit frayed. And then I am just going to put this little bow. I think I'm just going to put that little bow right there. Now, if this is for a boy, if you have a boy that you're giving one of these to, you don't have to put a bow on it. You could use something else, a little car or just whatever to glue on there. Mine are all girls except one, so I will put the one little car. I have a little tiny car that I can glue on here for the boy. So there is that, and that is finished. And then all they have to do is this, we can lay this on their table in their little plate. All they have to do is just grab the crayons and start coloring. And then they can take these little sheets, and the moms and dads can punch little holes in the top, and they can hang them on their trees. So that is something that they could do after they get these colored. It's just a little something that will keep them occupied while you're getting your Thanksgiving or Christmas goodies on the table. I just thought it was fun. I'm going to put these out at my Thanksgiving table, and then they can color those, and then we'll punch holes in them and put the little little hooks on there, and then we'll hang them on the Christmas tree. So I thought that was something fun and easy and simple that you could do for your kids. You can even write their names right here if you want to. I'll probably write Presley and Brooklyn and Bethany down there, but just thought that might be something that you would want to try. Quick and easy and simple little gifts and little things to keep those kids occupied. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this tutorial, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, and please hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, and click that little bell when that bell pops up so that you'll be notified when we put up new videos. We thank you guys so much for watching, so much for your prayers while we have been sick. We're still on the mend, still recovering, but we're feeling a lot better today. And thank you all so much for your wonderful calls and visits and emails and messages, everything. I want to show you a card that I did get. This just says you're in my prayers. And this is from Kathy Champion. It is absolutely beautiful. It says, with his love, he will calm all your fears. Sending prayers to my friend. Love you, Edith, from Kathy C. I absolutely love this. This is gorgeous. Kathy, thank you so much for sending this to me. It came on a day when I had just had a little bit of bad news from my doctor. It wasn't serious news, but my blood sugar was a little bit out of whack, and I came home and I was feeling really down, and I went to the post office and I got this and opened it up, and it made me feel so much better. You guys will not know. You will never know, and I can never tell you how much things like this mean to me. Just a little something in the mail to give me a little bit of pick-me-up. It helps me so, so much, and I really, really appreciate you taking the time and the effort to do things like this for me. It is such a blessing. All right, thank you guys. I'm going to go before I start crying. We will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.